I'm Francisco Grajales. I'm Hall Director for Pedro Arrupe. It's my third year here at USF. I was in Gilson for the previous 2 years. The current building, Pedro Arrupe, houses about 100 residents. This year we're primarily sophomores, but we have some juniors and some seniors. Next year the building is going to be housing the global residential community, just an interest community themed on like international issues. We're hoping to have a pretty good mix of international and domestic students in the building and really focus our programming on international issues. I was born and raised in Austin, Texas. I went to college in Boston, Massachusetts. I did my bachelor's and my master's there, and I moved out here about 3.5 years ago. Coming to San Francisco was really exciting, really fun. It still is. I really enjoy not having a car. That was something I really liked about Boston, is that it's a city that's very navigable by bicycle or by walking or using public transit. And I really like that about San Francisco as well. It's really great to just get out, walk around, and see the city. It's very small, but there's just a lot of hidden gems all over. So still go out exploring, and I still surprise myself with what I can find in this city. It's full of hidden gems, and I'm really enjoying it here. Students at USF, in my opinion, are some of the most highly engaged and passionate students that I've ever worked with. Their interests are so broad and so varied, but the one common thread I've found with all of the students here at USF is that they're very, very passionate about whatever it is that they're into. Be it working with healthcare issues in other countries, or working on hunger issues domestically here in the United States, or slave trafficking here in the United States, or even skateboarding, or playing music, whatever it is that the students are into here. They seem to really grab a hold of it and just really devote their lives and a lot of energy to the things that they're into. So that's the thing I've enjoyed most about the students here at USF, is just their really high level of devotion and commitment to whatever it is that they're doing. One of my favorite things that's been very impactful for me is the very high level of autonomy that I have working for the Office of Residence Life here. I always feel very supported in taking care of my building the way I see fit, and I'm just given a very high level of autonomy and the ability to be very flexible and work with my RAs and work with my residents as best as I can in the manner that really I think suits my particular community. The other thing I really enjoy about Office of Residence Life here is I just feel a great deal of care and support from my supervisors and definitely from the other hall directors and the assistant hall directors. I feel like we have a really good solid network and are all very willing and eager to help each other out, and that's been really helpful, especially as a new professional here. When I first got here, I found it really helpful, the level of support I received from everybody in the department. Before working at USF, I worked at the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in Boston, Massachusetts, as a graduate assistant, doing both residence life and student activities. It was a split position. My second year, I did about 15 hours a week in student activities and 5 hours a week with residence life, and I was primarily doing intercultural programming for the student activities department there, and then also serving on the residence life duty rotation and working with the RA staff as well. I feel like it's difficult to say what a typical day is like, particularly given the just sort of the cadence of working in residence life. So sort of depending on what part of the school year we're in, we're going to have different issues coming up. So one week I might be really busy doing health and safety inspections of the rooms. Lately I've been focused on closing because we're going to be doing our winter closing this weekend. So really working with my RAs to make sure that all the residents are prepared and taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of before they leave. I'm on the Student Staff Selection Committee as well as the Women Empowered Diversity and Social Justice Committee of the Office of Residence Life. So right now I've just been sending out emails, working on zine submissions for the Women Empowered Diversity and Social Justice Committee. Working on on sort of the back-end database system of building our new student staff selection software that we're going to be using in January. There's a lot of administrative work at USF. Our department is relatively small. And so we have, we as hall directors have a lot of administrative work to do. Just recently was doing a lot of electronic paperwork to give raises to my staff, my desk staff, because last week we were doing desk staff evaluations. I was at the last 2 placement exchange conferences interviewing folks for hall director and assistant hall director positions. I will be at this upcoming placement exchange doing the same, so maybe I'll see you there. There's recently a regional conference that we took the RAs to. There was a drive-in conference at Santa Clara on personal finance that I went with one of my colleagues and our supervisor. In closing, I wish you the best of luck in your job search. Have fun doing it. I hope you meet some really wonderful people along the way, and perhaps I will see you in Philadelphia.